Well, South Africans say they've had enough with these rolling blackouts. Many are waking up to no power, no electricity, and go to bed the same way in the dark. Power utility Eskom says now stage 5 power cuts will continue until 5 a.m. tomorrow. In fact, just a quick update in the statement that I just saw, just came through a short while ago. Just to update you, they are saying that stage 5 will continue until Saturday morning. Thereafter, stages 4 and 3 will be implemented until 5 o'clock on Monday. So the story goes on. But then what's going to happen after this, we still do not know. We have no clue, no idea. Well, my colleague, reporter Nqobile Madlala, was out and about today, different parts of Johannesburg, and she found herself in the Protea Glen area on the western side of Soweto area. She's back now in the studio, joining us just to give us a sense of the frustration on the ground. Good afternoon, Nqobile. Thanks for your time here on Today. Welcome back from Soweto's Protea Glen. What did the people tell you?
Well, Britain, everyone's frustrated. I mean, today is the day where people get to celebrate the Heritage Day before the actual day. So I was speaking to some of the elderlies that were there, that were being celebrated. But you know what was funny about this, Britain, is that the MC had to stand and say, we need to be very quick because we don't know when the power's going to go. So how do you celebrate and be told you just got to celebrate a bit quicker, so that we make sure that load shedding does not affect you? So a lot of people are tired. I mean, we spoke to the EMS that side, and EMS were telling us that there's quite a number of houses that are catching fire. People are sleeping with the lights on, and some are sleeping with heaters on because it goes off.
Or even candles.
Yes, and so they're saying that it's time now to teach people on how to basically have a candle in a sand and put it in a mayonnaise bottle, because that's how to stay safe. Now, is it fair to people who are actually paying these utilities for them to not have access to...
You know, the domino effect of this load shedding, this power cuts, they're ongoing on people's just simple lives is bad, is really bad.
Yes, and in fact, that's what the grannies and the grandpas that were there celebrating themselves, their day, and just saying that it's been very difficult. Some of them wake up with little children that they have to make sure they go to school. But what do? They don't have power. They wake up to no power. There's cold water for the children. What do you do when you're an older person and you have to deal with that? Some of them were even talking about the fact that even the power is more expensive. One granny said to us she's paying over 1,500. She says, I'm a pensioner. How much can I take out of my pension? So all these things are just domino effects that keeps going, and a lot of people's lives are affected. But what was even more sad, Bradan, is that we spoke to a principal who's an ECD principal, and she was saying that in the morning the little ones need a bit of heat.
Yes,
and they get there
a bit of a warm liquid, not just to wash, but also to drink, have some tea or something.
And the area needs to be warm as well. But, you know, they get there, there's no power, and they don't even know how to make food. Simple things like porridge in the morning, they can't do for the children. Of course, they can't afford, at this point, diesel, and they can't afford to have a generator. So what do you do? Do you run a creche without any of that?
You know, it's like as a country, we've regressed. I'm just listening to you. I'm just taking back to when I was growing up in the 60s and 70s. And Soweto and White City, Jabavu, I grew up by candlelight, studying by candlelight, paraffin lamp. That was normal under the apartheid government. But to be going through this as a country in 2022 just shows you how this government has failed its people. And
that's exactly what they were saying, Britain. In fact, even the councillor himself, he said he feels like at this point we have people that are leading us that don't know what's happening. We need engineers. We need people who are going to go in with knowledge and understanding of how to make sure that the work is done accordingly and that the people receive the service delivery that they're paying for. And the grannies, they were saying the same thing, that the people that were voting, they were part of those marches, but today they get to enjoy this.
Yeah, and ahead of Heritage Day just makes it worse. Thank you very much, Nqobile Madlala. She's back from Protea Glen on the western side of Soweto, where she was just giving us a sense of the sentiment and comments from the ground of frustrated residents, like many South Africans, millions of us, because of the ongoing power cuts. Okay, the top of 3, I'll bring you the very latest top stories, but